Good morning, St. John's family, and welcome to this Epiphany Sunday. This morning's story, we will talk about the three wise men as they came to see Jesus. And the story is called Once Upon a Clear, Dark Night. And it is based on Matthew 2, chapters 1 through 12. Once upon a clear dark night, a star burst forth with blazing light, that made all other stars look dim, as its light shined on Bethlehem. And at that moment there were those whose eyes up to the heavens rose. They spied the star and wondered why it had appeared up in the sky. They said, "What is this strange new star that shines so brightly from afar? What can it mean? What should we do that we might get a better view?" One of these wise old scholars said, "My friends, there's something I once read about a city far away where kings are born, or so they say." These learned men then made a pact. They all decided they should act and seek this king who was foretold in ancient prophecies of old. These wise men, who were called magi, traveled as they watched the sky. Over sands, through heart of day, and through long nights they made their way. Up to Jerusalem they went, for every one of them was bent on finding where this king might be, to solve this ancient mystery. Straight to the palace they then sped, so they might find out from the head of government in this strange land, if he might lead to them a hand. The horrid Herod, who was king, simply didn't know a thing. When they asked, "Do you have news of who is born King of the Jews?" "Your Majesty, we've seen a light that shined on us in darkest night, and points the way to one who be the king who'll set all people free." Then Herod on his wise men called, and each of them was so enthralled by what the prophet Micah wrote. They went to Herod with this quote, "O king, here is the prophecy. A king of Israel shall be born in the small Judean town of Bethlehem, where kings are found." Then Herod called the Magi near and asked, "When did this star appear?" The wise men told him everything, and Herod said, "Now find this king. Go search in ancient Bethlehem, it's just a few miles south, and when you've found him, come right back, please do, so I can come and worship too." The Magi left upon that day. Led by the star they found their way right to a house wherein they found the child whom God alone had crowned. They bowed their knees and gave him praise, and every wise man's voice was raised. Then they presented him right there with gold and frankincense and myrrh. And that night God warned them in dreams of all King Herod's wicked schemes. For Herod sought to harm God's Son, who came to save us every one. The wise men left and went back home, and by another route did roam. But they had found God's great surprise when they looked in Jesus' eyes. For those wise men saw the one who's God's one and only Son, and all who in God's Son believe, the gift of God's new life receive. The end. Have a wonderful day.